Hello guys, once again Alfred. I want to welcome you once again here to Akati Avenue. Welcome for this bright day. It's a beautiful day. Anyway, today's topic will be on creating yourself, on recreating or basically creating that person that you've always wanted to be. Now, a lot goes into this, and but I like to mostly talk about two things on this, right? The first one is that a lot of people, when they're trying to change, because this whole recreating or just creating the world around you, or creating yourself, or creating what you want to be, a lot of people mistake the fact that once they want to change, they only look at the outer shell, as in the physical aspect of themselves. What do I mean by this? Most of the time people just want to change their outlook, and that's it. You don't just change. Yes, changing your outlook is part of a change or part of recreating yourself, but a lot of mistakes people do is that they stop at that. They just stop at the physical part. Mostly maybe they can get to probably what they change their way of dressing, right? The way they wear their clothes. Maybe they find a new way of looking better, wearing certain clothes. Then they look at least maybe appealing somehow, whatever. Then they stop there. Their recreation of themselves stops there, which is which is mostly a very, very big mistake. And also maybe another thing they do, another mistake we usually do maybe, is the fact that we also, when we go, maybe we are a bit overweight, let's say, then we get to trim a bit, we lose weight, and then we look much better. Obviously, when we look much better, we feel better, right? Then we stop at there, and then that's it. We only look at the outlook. But I like to say that when recreating ourselves, we have to go deeper than that, right? It's all good. Let's get healthy. Let's look healthier. Let's do those physical exercises so that we look better and attractive, right? But let's not forget about our attitudes, right? Let's not forget our own innate problems, because as far as much as you can change your physicality, right? As much as you can change your fashion sense, you still have that responsibility of changing your attitude towards life, changing your outlook towards life, and not just the outlook that people should be seeing when they look at you, right? Or when they see you, and not just what you represent, but also who exactly you are. And that's exactly what I mean. Your behaviors, right? Your habits, your basically what your whole essence. That should be your whole creation, and that's most of it's a lifetime thing, because as you are trying to change, remember the world around you is also changing, right? So you have to evolve, you have to adapt. Now, if you stop at one thing, like, okay, now I'm slim, oh, now I'm built, right? Now I have the six-pack I've always wanted. If you stop at that, then you will be very, you get stuck somewhere. It won't be easy for you to adapt, because as you change, obviously, you attract different circumstances. You may even attract the success that you've been working for, right? But if your attitude, like I said, and your sense of thinking and behavior is just the same, then you really haven't grown. All you have done is just changed your outer shell. The difference between you today and you yesterday is just the outer shell, it's the outlook, which is all and good, but these things have to go hand in hand. Your whole innate, your whole essence from the inside, your whole mindset, which has to change with the coming changing world. That has to change. In fact, I may go further and say it's it's more important than the physicality. In fact, let that be the first thing. Then you can now work on your physique, or work on changing your whole outlook, your body outlook, right? Work on your mindset first. What do you think? A good example would be those who have maybe a very negative thinking about money, right? Resources. If you think you lack resources and you've always been poor, you have a poor mindset, right? You do not have an abundant mindset, let's say. No matter how you change your physical outlook, your mind will still be pulling you back to the fact that you are poor. You have you do not have an abundant mindset. You lack something, and you'll have to still work on that in order to get to your goals, unless if you convince me enough that your goal was just basically to have that physique and that's it. You do not want to go further, maybe in learning things, maybe in gaining things, maybe in attracting a partner of the opposite sex. Probably all you wanted is that, a good looking body, and that's it. Okay, if you can convince me that, or convince yourself that, that's okay. But if you want to go further, you really want to be that person that really can shake the world, that very much what they may call a high valuable man. These days they're called high valuable man, very much a person in demand or something, a man that can really do the most. You really have to look within too. Everything really starts from within, you see. Then once you've worked that out, once you've purged out things that do not belong inside of you, right, then you can start seeing your whole creation come out of you. You become very creative, because now what you're doing is something coming from the inside. Even your own, even if someone wants to derail you or wants to really get you out of your purpose, right, you will have your stance, because you know who you are. You know what you want. You already have that vision of who you'd like to be, and that is very, very important, because that vision still comes from inside. If you only look from the out, then all you'll be getting suggestions from the outside, from people are surrounding you, and usually people want you to be who they want you to be. No one really wants to see you succeed, probably more than them, or they don't want you to succeed to the extent that they do not understand you. They can only understand you if you understand yourself, and then work on your purpose, and then the aftermath. After the fact that now you're really established in your goals, you've really established your purpose, then that's when they can understand you. But before that, they already have a perspective of you that's very different from what you want to be. So you have to understand that. So once you understand that, people won't see you, won't regard you as who you really want to be. Of course, not everyone. Obviously, those who understand, because you might be in the same journey, or other people who support your cause or your purpose may understand, but they're very, very few, because in the world that we live in, everybody is out there doing their own thing. Everybody have their own perspective of life. So you do not have to explain yourself. all you have to do is work on yourself, make sure that attitude, your behaviors, your innate abilities go hand in hand with who you want to be. Don't just cover up things, don't just be like, okay, now I can dress in a suit, a well-fitted suit, and people will accept me for who I am. That might work for a few. You might get away with that, but that will just be because that's not really who you are, right? Just wearing a suit and acting out as someone who you think you should be, that's not who you are. What you're supposed to do is really create that person from within, and then you'll find that once you do that, what will happen is that you don't even really need that suit. Why you? Of course, it may be just for formality purposes, but that confidence, right? That really that innate confidence will come out from you, no matter what. I mean, people will just see it. You do not need anything else. You don't even need a six-pack for that. Maybe if it's just a challenge, that's it. For me, if I'm going to get a six-pack, it should just be for the challenging myself to do so. If I'm going to get a built body, it's just for the challenging, because I still have to work innate from my inside out, you see. And so I don't really rely on the outside appearance. Yeah, I might trim my beard here and there, get a fresh haircut. Yeah, you need to look presentable, obviously. You need to look good. You need to feel good at times, It's not every day that you will be that confident, right? But all in all is that once you've worked really hard on yourself, it shows. There's no need even to really explain yourself. People will see that. People will be very much against you, and not in a way that they hate you, but because who you're becoming is now you're being more of a threat. So they'll tend to resist your new the new you, your new confidence. You shouldn't worry much about that, even though it may be annoying, it may be irritating, it may get you really annoyed, but you should know that people take a lot of time to work out or to accept people who are changing or the new you. It will take time for people to really understand the new you. So be patient with people. If you think people are just doing things that are against you, yes, they are, because it's a pushback, because they don't understand, and they know that because you're working on yourself, they also will have to do the same. So you'll find that most of the people who are pushing back against you, the retractors, right, who are against you, it's because they haven't been doing anything, right? They're doing this to protect their egos. They're doing this to protect themselves. They do not want to accept that they have to work. They have to do the work. They have to do the exercise. They have to look healthy. They have to eat. They have to eat healthy food. They have to sleep longer. They might have to sacrifice their weaknesses, the things that they really enjoy doing. They may have to sacrifice that. We all enjoy certain things in life, right? But once we go overboard and then we overdo it, forgetting that we also have to work on our purpose, work on our journey, right? There are some things that we really have to do. Then what you're doing, you're overindulging on things that are not that much necessary and sacrificing things that have to be done. Now you have to balance things out. In fact, if you feel like you really have to do the work, you really have to decrease the things that you love, the things that you like doing but are not really supporting your purpose. If you watch too much TV, you're watching Squid Game. I hear about this. What's Squid Game? Whatever it is, this new series that's out there. If you find yourself you're watching too much of it, maybe 5 episodes a day or something, I don't know, you'd have to trim that down to 1 or 2 episodes and start working on it, on working on yourself. That's a must. There's no negotiation in that. You just have to do the work. Now, unless you want to start complaining, next year, thinking that things will change for you. No, things will not change. Everything starts with you. Everything else starts within, and then you'll see everything out from without starting to change. And that's the way life is built. You can't really be hopeful on changing the world always. You have to start with yourself, and then the change will then come gradually. It's a long process. Sometimes it's a lifetime thing, But the beauty of it, the beauty of changing yourself, and then trying to really better yourself to be a valuable man, is that you become stronger. You become much more in tune with yourself. That's the beauty. And once you're in tune with yourself, it's not easy for someone to knock you out from your element, because you now have your purpose intact. You know what you're supposed to do, as long as you're working on your purpose. Even if it's just a very small thing you're doing, you're doing it, then that will give you that confidence. And so you'll continue working on it. You'll be in your element, and then you get stronger and much more confidence as you go about the world. No matter what is happening, whatever chaos is about around you, still you won't be much shaken from them, because you remember you have your purpose. You're doing what you're supposed to do, and so change will be. You simply be able to adapt better to change. See, my time is almost up. So guys, think about that. Think about changing your innate thinking, your behaviors, especially the way you look at things, your thinking. Be much more positive about the things that you believe in, or even the things that you believe. Try and change the things that you're skeptic about. Just tweak your thinking a bit, and then be much more, like, I'm gonna say this cliche, think outside the box more, right? Anyway, it's been me, Alfred, and thank you once again for Wakati Avenue. Like per usual, more knowledge to you, and